Listen, I have an idea. How about Microsoft can acquire my ass?
Skip it up and that up.
And as I record this, Microsoft has signed another 10-year deal with another company, something to do with streaming for 10 years. I don't know. It's something's going, some major news that I'm not even going to talk about. Why would I talk about it? It's not like I do news on this show, news. And we also know that Microsoft offered Sony a 10-year deal to bring Call of Duty even over to PlayStation Plus, and Sony said, no, we've had enough of this. We're sick of your tits. But today we're getting an interesting story from metro.uk. I'm going to read it to you from the article, and then we're going to discuss. Sony's unwillingness to accept Microsoft's Call of Duty deal is partially due to the company's handling of Bethesda's acquisition. Now, the article starts talking about how Sony essentially does not trust Microsoft to uphold its word due to what I'm about to read. Before the Bethesda deal was finalized, Microsoft commented on how it wasn't so much interested in making Bethesda games exclusive to Xbox, but more so first or best. Xbox boss Phil Spencer also said that the multi-platform releases would be handled on a case-by-case basis, suggesting that some, but not all, of the Bethesda games would continue to launch on other platforms. Yet, once everything was set in stone, Spencer turned around and admitted the deal was about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Xbox Game Pass exists. Both Redfall and Starfield have only since been giving Xbox launch dates. Bethesda's own Todd Howard said before the merger that it was hard to imagine The Elder Scrolls 6 meeting the same fate. Just a year later, once the merger had been completed, Spencer, while discussing Starfield's exclusivity, said that he sees the same fate for Elder Scrolls 6. I read that really weird, I'm sorry. I don't strokes, I'm having a stroke. Sony has also noted this as well, and in a statement to the CMA, they said this: while not a violation of behavioral commitment, Sony's conduct in relation to the ZeniMax acquisition provides additional evidence of why behavioral commitment should be approached with caution. It goes on to highlight how Microsoft told the European Commission ahead of the acquisition approval it would not have an incentive to cease or limit ZeniMax games available for purchase on rival consoles. It went on to say, we highly encourage cross-platform play because if it's good for the gaming ecosystem, it's good for us. We don't have intentions of just pulling all of Bethesda's content from our competitors' platform. This is likely why Sony has been so eager to stress that its 10-year deal to put Call of Duty on Nintendo platforms is legally binding. Should Sony agree to the same offer, then Microsoft literally can't back out with having invited a lawsuit. So of course you guys have never heard my thoughts on the whole acquisition of Bethesda. I feel the same way as Rich. I'm on both sides of the fence and I don't need to go over everything here, but it'd be nice to have everything available in one platform, such as Game Pass, like Rich has said on the show before. However, I'm starting to feel that maybe Sony's onto something here with the idea that Microsoft didn't really say anything about these games becoming exclusive, but then after the merger started to take place, they started to say things like Redfall and Starfield are exclusive to Xbox. I do feel like Sony actually has something here when they state that Microsoft essentially went back on their word when it comes to everything they said prior to the merger taking place. Now, it's definitely interesting that Sony has waited this long to bring these facts up. This is something that I thought about right at the beginning of the deal. I thought, didn't Microsoft say that it's not about exclusives and it's not necessarily about taking games away from other platforms? And now, of course, we see Redfall and Starfield only coming to Xbox. So Sony does have a point here. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about this deal. I know that it plays into the whole console war thing, and of course I own all the systems, so I'm lucky enough to do that. Some people cannot afford both of them. I actually have a story coming out talking about the PlayStation 5 and why you should probably avoid buying a PlayStation 5 base system right now. This is Review Tech Canada, signing off. Have a good one.